Good morning, baby. Would you like some cake with your coffee? Ladies and gentlemen, the world has been a dangerous and very hot place, and the wildfires and heat waves that have swept across Europe over the last few days have been extremely deadly. You've had over 1,000 people die, and the wildfire situation is very bad. Plus, there are chances through the summer that we might get a even stronger heat wave as we're about to enter Leo season on the 22nd. I regret to inform you that there have been more than 1,000 heat-related deaths in Spain and Portugal so far in July. This has been a very, very wild July, for sure. Absolutely, on every level. And as always, I'm going to ask that you stay cool, keep a sense of humor, and play defense. All right, and appreciate all the good and finer things in life. Like lately, I have been appreciating the fact that I have not been plugged in to all the bad news 24/7, which has been a pretty big change in my life. I'm still here for you. Oh, yeah, so what we're seeing here is a giant sinkhole. This is in New York following some heavy rains, and the sinkhole was not properly located, so it ate a truck. I don't know if I said that as well as I wanted to. Hopefully you'll forgive me. We definitely live in interesting times together, you and I. And speaking of the heavy rain that led to that big sinkhole in the New York City area, forecasters say that more wet weather is on the way, which is good news for people who don't like 100-degree temperatures. You've got some super nasty wildfires that are burning in North Texas right now that are making it look like a prehistoric, apocalyptic type day. How hot has it been? Well, it has been the runway has melted and they can't land any more planes there. Hot. Flights in and out of RAF Bryce Norton in Oxfordshire. The runway melted. Yep, you see, England isn't used to heat like this, and most people don't have air conditioning there. And their infrastructure, because it doesn't get that hot there, they didn't use a lot of concrete, and so their roads and runways have a habit of melting in record never seen before temperatures. I mean, it's so hot, the state flower of Oklahoma has melted. And hey, look, I know that like most people have split along political lines right now. And please remember, never once in my 9.5 years here at Thor News have I pushed a carbon tax as the be-all, end-all solution to anything. Technically, I've never pushed it on you at all. But I know there have been people out there saying that everything is cooling. I don't know, man. Doesn't seem like your data is very good. I mean, are the poles shifting? What is causing all these earth changes? I don't know, but if we don't somehow magically team up and work together, it kind of seems like we're screwed down the line either way as the earth and the climate do change. Now, what exactly is causing that? You can take your own guesses, but the whole solar system is connected. But hey, I live in America. You're still allowed to believe whatever you want to believe. You can be as delusional as you want. You can think this is the coldest summer on record ever all across the world. But damn, it is hot in Texas. Oh, hey, look, there are 6 sunspots on the sun right now. And I want to say that these all-time records that are getting shattered in Europe, they aren't just getting shattered by like 1 or 2 degrees. Like some major all-time records are getting shattered by 8 to 15 degrees. That's some scary shit. So, you know, if you want to think, hey, maybe it could get so hot the whole world could end and everybody could die in the next 2 or 3 years. I mean, I guess it's possible. Anything's possible. And if that helps you enjoy today more, go for it. But I'm an eternal optimist, so hopefully somehow miracles will show up. What am I talking about? Here, so far, we've had a pretty boring hurricane season, which is good for people. Here in the United States anyway. The sun sets on Category 1 Hurricane Estelle in the eastern Pacific near Mexico. It's reaching up to 75 miles per hour winds. And a lot of people are saying, for some people, the dry period won't last forever, and this monsoon season is going to pop. We're talking about like a week from now, but we could see a very potent and liquidacious, is that a word? Monsoon season coming up. Speaking of hurricanes, you may want to take some shrimp off the bobby because an East Coast low is likely to develop offshore for the SEQLD coast on Friday. All right, that was my Cockney. I'm talking to you, South Wales, and this is near Australia, I believe. But yeah, you guys could get a pretty decent storm headed your way. So I'm just letting you know. Hey, remember how, like, on the 4th, I warned you the next 2 weeks were going to be super wild and crazy? Well, I've been working on an edited video for a while, a couple weeks. I should have that up tonight, showing you everything, a lot of the major stories that happened outside of the weird political realm that the American media always seems to focus on. And a lot of the stories that fall through the cracks nobody here seems to talk about. Anyway, this happened just 11 hours ago. The Indian rupee falls below 80 per US dollar for the first time on record. There's a lot of shit happening all over the place in every sector. Public confidence in news media falls to a record low. The only institution with a lower rating is Congress, but coffee still has a really high confidence rating amongst people. Yeah, I agree with Peter. An 8-degree record temperature smash is not a natural variation. And you got fires popping off all over the place, all over the globe. And Leo season, which is a fire season, starts on the 22nd and lasts for about a month. And so we will look for peak heat to happen during that period of time. So buckle up and stay cool. The Rona has been ripping through Texas, DFW, and Houston, and a lot of other places. And I've heard it's ripping across other parts of the USA right now. It is not as deadly as previous strains, but it is more infectious, as I think a record number of people have it at the moment. But hey, let us high five so far, because you and I have survived this plague up to this point. And let's take a moment later today, say a prayer for all the people that we have lost, and pray for peace on earth if you can. Also, crepuscular rays in your face. Solar storm about to strike Earth in a direct hit. I'm not that worried about it, though. So far, the Prayer Warriors Atmospheric Defense Team and Asteroid Fight Club are getting an A+ for hurricane season 2022. Yeah, it has been quiet and boring. Technically, I wouldn't mind if it stayed that way all year. But hurricanes are definitely interesting when they happen. Remember to please take care of your pets during these heat waves, because they're people too. Remember, you get bonus points if you find and eat a snow cone. All right. So buckle up, because, yeah, it's going to get weird at the end of the month, around the 29th through like the 3rd again, as we deal with the Saturn-Uranus bunch of shit energy. So we might get like 7 or 8, depending on where you're at and what's happening in your life. We might get the kind of calmer period right now. Well, after this heat wave passes today or tomorrow, especially for Europe. Then it may calm down a little, and then it's going to get wild again at the end of the month. The start of August is my guess. Record-breaking temps in Denver, 100 degrees yesterday. Krakatoa volcano had a pretty major eruption yesterday. Yeah, super cute but super married, Katie Clyfield says. A lot of weather. This is just not modern normal. It's my opinion. You're allowed to have your own opinion. You ain't got to yell at anybody about it. But yeah, the wildfire situation is going to be very bad and dangerous and deadly. So let's try to all make it through the Western France heat apocalypse together, shall we? And us space weather nerds will be watching for the possible filament eruption to arrive today on the 19th, although the NASA and SWPC models disagree on the potential of its impact. Scott Eliup and then Duncan talking about nearly 100 all-time records fell in France today, which is yesterday. There's tons of heat records across Europe, dude. That is nasty. In Texas, we'll be playing Power Grid Peekaboo like all summer, I guess. And the interim CEO came out and said, hey, I didn't think it was going to be this hot. So we might have a major problem because we didn't think it's gonna be this hot this summer. So that's just crazy, dude. All right, I guess it depends on who you listen to. And like I said, with the solar system changing and all the volcanoes and the earthquakes, and you never know what's happening, but the evidence definitely seems to be that shit is getting hotter. All right. God bless everyone. Stay cool. I will talk to you in the near future and be on the lookout later tonight for that super duper Thor News edited video. God bless everyone. Let's try to have a great week. Stay cool.